This warden is something else. He actually built his jail in the middle of the desert. Not only are there no air conditioners in the cells, he even makes inmates sleep in open-air tents where temperatures hit 50 degrees Celsius. And to mess with these tough guys, on a psychological level, the jail issues underwear, socks, and towels, all in pink. For men who pride themselves on being real tough guys, this is pure psychological warfare. The food here is barely fit for animals. But the real twist, the dining hall runs cooking shows on a loop the entire time. Can you believe that? And the warden had the nerve to come right out and say it. Yeah, I did it on purpose. What are you going to do about it? And when it comes to female inmates, this warden gets even more creative. Before heading out, they're chained together and made to march in step, chanting slogans, and then they spend the whole day doing hard labor under the blazing sun, with no water allowed the entire day. They're even given only one bathroom break for the whole day. Many of the female inmates have broken down in tears, saying they never want to set foot in this place again. So what exactly is this jail? And what other tricks does this warden have up his sleeve? In this video, we're going to take you inside for a closer look. Deep in the desert of Arizona, there is one of the most notorious jails in America. It's called Tent City Jail. Temperatures here can exceed 50 degrees Celsius, and even at night it stays above 35 degrees. Heat so brutal, it would make even a camel think twice. But in the eyes of Sheriff Arpaio, it's the perfect place to lock people up. It's Monday, and 22 inmates are about to move into their new home. First, they're searched and frisked, then escorted by the guards to their new residence, looking completely lost. The facility has been decorated in what I'd call Syria chic, tucked away in a remote location, far from the noise of the city, with plenty of natural sunlight, and breathtaking panoramic desert views, plus a complimentary all-natural sauna, 24/7, 22 beds per room, with a bunk bed design that really maximizes every inch of space. And the best part? So that inmates can wake up to the very first rays of morning sunlight. The ceiling of the sleeping area features a stunning open tent design. This bold architectural choice isn't just thinking outside the box. You could actually die here, no joke. So who is the genius behind all of this? That would be the warden himself, Sheriff Arpaio. The name Sheriff Arpaio is enough to send a chill down the spine of anyone in Arizona. And you can tell just from the tank parked right outside the entrance. This man means business. When it comes to punishing inmates, if he claims second place, nobody would dare claim first. The inmates locked up here are mostly hardened tough guys who think they're untouchable. So Sheriff Arpaio did the opposite of what they expected and had every inmate's underwear, socks, and towels made in pink. Just think about it. Making these tough guys walk around in pink underwear has to be the ultimate humiliation. Back when Sheriff Arpaio was first planning the jail, his budget was $80 million, more than enough to work with. But he figured that soldiers fighting on the front lines have it rough, so why should criminals get to live comfortably? So he spent just $150,000 to buy a batch of decommissioned military tents, patched them up, and threw together this jail that strikes fear into the heart of every inmate. Worth mentioning is that this jail shows absolutely no mercy to its female inmates either. Right next to the men's section, several hundred female inmates are being held. Most of their offenses are relatively minor, with sentences ranging from a few months to a maximum of 3 years. But the harshness of this jail makes every single day feel like a year. Female inmates need more privacy, but here there is none whatsoever. The sleeping area, the showers, even the toilets are all covered by cameras. Since the jail only has one female guard on staff, every move the female inmates make is monitored by male guards. One female inmate, named Savati, shared a story she personally witnessed. A pregnant inmate was about to give birth, but every single guard escorting her to the hospital was male, and even while she was in labor, those guards stood right there watching. Savati found it absolutely unbelievable. When she asked the jail for an explanation, they said it was to prevent her from escaping. Also worth noting, That new mother was only allowed to hold her baby for 3 hours, after which guards forcibly took her back to her cell. That kind of physical and psychological blow, combined, is something most people couldn't survive. Today is one of the female inmates' 2 weekly work detail days. Before heading out, the guards chain them all together, then have everyone chant in unison and march in formation as they board the vehicle. Summer outdoor temperatures reach 48 degrees Celsius. To prevent heat stroke, guards require them to drink at least 3 bottles of water the night before. The catch is, the next day they get no water at all. They're even given only 1 bathroom break for the entire day. Take a look at that plastic box being towed behind the vehicle. That's their portable bathroom. Of course, as America's most notorious jail warden, Sheriff Arpaio clearly wasn't done yet. The locations where female inmates do their work detail are also carefully chosen. They're all places these women used to frequent before they were locked up. Their old neighborhood, their school, their workplace. The goal is to make sure their family and friends, colleagues and neighbors all see them in this humiliating state. The combination of unbearable heat and this kind of soul-crushing public humiliation is exactly the result Sheriff Arpaio is going for. Compared to the female inmates, the male inmates lying around, soaking in their desert sauna, aren't having a great time either. A guard picks up a thermometer, and the reading shoots straight up to 60 degrees Celsius. In conditions like these, lying on a metal bed feels like being grilled on a hot iron plate. Lie there long enough, and you'd start to sizzle. Worth mentioning, the electric fans are just for show. All they blow is hot air. It feels like someone's holding a hairdryer directly to your face. Just thinking about it is painful. Even at night, the desert temperature stays at 35 degrees Celsius. Insomnia is a regular thing for inmates here. But that's not even the worst part, because the guards routinely wake them up at 4 in the morning. And the reason? Pretty simple. Just to make them miserable. From 4 to 5:30 in the morning is wash-up time for inmates. If you're quick enough, you might squeeze in a few extra minutes of sleep afterward. That's the happiest part of an inmate's entire day, because the wash-up area is the only place in the whole facility with air conditioning. At 8 in the morning, it's time to eat. And this is where Sheriff Arpaio really pulls out all the dirty tricks. Just imagine someone hands you a bowl of slop and you have to eat it while watching a cooking show on TV. Could you take that? And that's exactly what these inmates are going through, every single day. The food here has 0 seasoning, and it's just a bunch of random ingredients all mashed together into one gray blob. It might not look terrible, but it is genuinely hard to swallow. Here's what one inmate had to say about it. I don't know, it's just nasty. It's really nasty stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't even feed this to my dog. And if that wasn't bad enough, on the big screen in the dining hall, cooking shows run on a continuous loop. This is pure psychological warfare. But Sheriff Arpaio says he's perfectly satisfied with the setup. In his view, there are refugees all over the world. Inmates should consider themselves lucky to have any food at all. What, you want Chinese food one week and Italian the next? What is this, a hotel? I'm taking their butter away right now. And saving another $100,000. After the brief mealtime is over, inmates have to go right back to sweltering inside the tents. Ice water is the only way to beat the heat. Don't go thinking that's the warden being kind. The truth is, it's simply the cheapest option. If someone gets heat stroke and needs a hospital visit that would cost way more than it's worth, you might think that inmates lying around in the tents all day doesn't sound all that bad. Think again. The jail has a special operations unit that conducts multiple surprise inspections every single day. Since many of the inmates are violent offenders and drug users, guards almost always find something. And the ways inmates hide their contraband are endlessly creative. Window frames, books, even toilets are used as hiding spots. Once contraband is found, they get thrown into solitary. The tents are brutally hot, but at least they have airflow and some natural light. Solitary is not only tiny, but the beds have been innovatively designed as triple-decker bunks, 3 tiers high. Anyone who's ever slept in a top bunk on a hard sleeper train knows exactly how claustrophobic that feels. And of course, there's no air conditioning here either. At midday, the room turns into a full-on steam cooker. There's zero privacy in solitary. The toilet is right next to the bed, and if someone needs to go number 2, the smell lingers in that room all day long. One inmate was completely losing it. His cries and screaming in absolute anguish brought several guards running over. Because the camera crew was present, the guards were unusually polite. The man was taken to a corner to be calmed down, but the camera crew was blocked from following. You can only imagine what kind of conversation was happening out of sight. The heat has to be endured. The work detail keeps coming. All of the warden's seemingly harsh tactics are also a constant warning to people both inside and outside these walls. Follow the law, or you could be the next one in here suffering. Now, here's a question for you. If someone offered you about $1,390, would you be willing to spend a day experiencing this jail? If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We'll keep bringing you stories from around the world. See you in the next one. Bye.